Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Infantry Outdoors. Yours truly, your favorite disabled DJ. I'm the Infantry, back at it in the beautiful North Florida woods. Today's program is brought to us by Silver Connections Group. Whether you're looking to get a new website or get your Google rankings boosted, let my friends at Silver Connections Group handle all of that for you. Also, water purification products. Pure water at your fingertips. Let my friends at Water Purification Products handle all of your purifying needs, whether it's for your home, homestead, work, office, wherever, we've got it. All of the sponsors are listed down in the description below. And if you'd like to become a corporate sponsor of this program, please feel free to write to us at infantryoutdoors@yahoo.com. If your product fits our target demographic, we'll get you on here as a sponsor. But there's also other ways that you can support and sponsor the program as well. One way is to become a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/infantryoutdoors, and we have different tiers set up so that everybody can become a Patreon. Get first looks at photos, exclusive polls, things that only our Patreons get to see and know about. The other way to do it is send a donation via PayPal. paypal.me/infantryoutdoors. All of our Patreons and donors will be noted in all of our upcoming videos and live streams. And the third way to do it is shop using our Amazon links. You guys know we use products here that we get from Amazon, and we also have our merchandise up on Amazon for you as well. So click the links down below and we'll receive a very small finder's fee or kickback from Amazon. And that's how you can become a sponsor of the program, guys. Way to help keep us going, because as we all know, YouTube is not cheap to make, and this program is not cheap to keep going. So any support that we get, we'll make sure we acknowledge you in our upcoming programs and in our live streams. So the business is out of the way today. What are we doing today, Infantry? What's going on? What do we got going on? Well, today we are going to do a little bit of essential outdoor activity. That's something everybody should know and know how to do, and that is make a fire. So today we're going to make a fire, and I'm going to show you the different steps and ways to make a fire here on the property. So for today's demonstration, I've chose to do a fire using a flint and steel. Now there's a lot of ways you could start a fire: a lighter, matches, different ways, okay? We all know that. But today we're going to focus on using a flint and steel or fire starter or ferro rod, however you choose to say it. But before we get started, I do want to show you a cool little kit that I've put together just for making fires. And here we have it, folks. Small, convenient, easy, waterproof. Can't get better than that. Container you can pick up at any Walmart, as long as it is a sealed, waterproof container. Again, we're making fires, so we don't want any water or any moisture to affect what's in our kit. Now this is something that I keep in my bug out bag, in my day bag, just in case, and let me show you what I've put together. Now, a lot of folks will say, well, you know, a lighter, Infantry, a lighter. Oh, well, what about a lighter? Well, what happens when a lighter gets wet? What happens when the flint pops out the lighter? That's all you got? Well, hey, you stuck. So let me show you what I put together in this small, easy little kit. Got a pack of waterproof matches. There is a lighter in there, guys, okay? See, there is a lighter, and it's sealed in a Ziploc bag. Why do we do that? Because we want to keep it dry and away from the moisture. Next thing I want to show you guys, this is one type of flint and steel. Okay, it's got a striker here and the flint here. And what you would do is you strike down this with this metal piece and it'll create a spark. Spark's so hot, it'll start a fire. Now the other type that I have in the box here, which is the one we're going to focus on using today, I have had this since Cub Scouts, boys and girls. I've had this a long time. This is on top, it has a striker. But the nice thing about this is a magnesium block. So we're going to be scraping magnesium off of here to help start our fire. And the last item I have inside of the kit is homemade fire starters. So in the event I have wet wood, I have a situation where I can't make a bird's nest, I don't have any way to make tinder, this right here is the way to go. If you haven't seen this video on how to make homemade fire starters, I will link it right up here in the card above. You can click on it after this video and go back and check how to make not only these type of fire starters, but another kind as well. So make sure you check out that video. I'll even link it down in the description below, how to make homemade fire starters. So for today's application, the only thing we're going to use out of this whole kit is the magnesium and flint and steel. Now you may say to yourself, Infantry, flint and steel, well, what are you going to strike it with, your finger? Well, no. that's when we break out our pocket knife. And as you guys can see, using the spine of my knife against the flint and steel, sparks fly. And that's what we're going to use today to start our fire. But before we get into that, let me explain to you and show you the proper way to set up your fire and the proper way to get your fire going, because fire is a living, breathing organism. It needs oxygen, it needs food, all of those sort of things, which really does make fire a living entity. So when messing with fire, please do it cautiously, do it carefully, and do it in a controlled, safe environment. Also, make sure that you do have a water bucket nearby in case things go awry. So let's get into the fire pit over here, and I'll show you how I have everything set up so that we can start building our fire, and you guys will really enjoy this. If you haven't subscribed by now, as you watch the video and you enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we post a video. We have product reviews on Wednesdays, the show on Fridays, and our live stream from Friday night from 10 p.m. until. Hope you guys can join us for all of those. And if you're not notified, just remember, Wednesdays and Fridays are Infantry's day. So keep that in mind. I know YouTube doesn't notify people. I know things have been a little crazy, guys, so you know where it is. And of course, you can always check out our website at infantryoutdoors.com. All of our products are listed there, all of our upcoming events, everything you can find on infantryoutdoors.com. And of course, feel free to follow us across all social media platforms as Infantry Outdoors. Well guys, let's get over to the fire pit. Let's get things started. Welcome to the fire pit. First thing that I do want to teach you guys is a little bit about fire safety. As you can see, I have a ring around the fire pit. The reason for this is it becomes a fire break. If you're out in the woods and you're in a heavily wooded area, you don't want embers, fire, or anything to leave your ring and possibly start a forest fire. So it's always a good idea to put a fire break of some kind. In this case, I've got some pavers here at the house. You can use stones. You can use anything you want, but just make sure that it is a fire-resistant material or something like rock or stone that's not going to catch fire. So that's first and foremost. Now that we've talked about the safety of the firing, also make sure that you have a bucket in case you need to put the fire out. I actually have a water hose not far by, so a water bucket, fire hose, anything like that, just in case things go awry. You always want to be safe when messing with fire. So how do we build a fire, infantry? How do we get started? What do we need to get started? Well, you see piles of wood in front of me, and I have the wood separated into sizes. We have tinder, small stuff. This is some old man's beard that we pulled off of the trees. We've got sticks, small sticks, little stuff like that, leading up to the larger stuff, because fire, like I said, is a living, breathing organism, and you have to feed the fire in order to get it to grow. Well, when you're starting a fire, you obviously can't start off with a big log like this. You'll never get it lit. So what we do is we start with a very, very small fire and work our way up to our larger campfire. Then later, if you want to do cooking, you can take the coals from that fire, scoot them out, and do your cooking on the coals. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is how to make a bird's nest with kindling, which kindling translates into small pieces of anything. Wood, leaves, grass, palm fronds. You can even shave some wood and make yourself wood shavings, which will take a spark nicely. Kindling basically translates into small items you're going to use to start your fire. So for our case today, we have old man's beard, and we have a lot of small sticks. That's what's going to use. Now the old man's beard, I'm going to transform hopefully into a bird's nest, which will take our spark. That will get our fire started, okay? Then we'll start adding the smaller sticks to build our fire and to let it go. Now remember, fire is living, so it needs to breathe. Make sure whatever you do, you don't smother or put the fire out by mistake trying to build your fire. So let's start off by making a bird's nest. We're going to take this old man's beard, and we're basically, just like it says, make a bird's nest. Now I have some little sticks stuck up in here from the tree, and we're just going to take this, and we're going to fold it over, open it up a little bit. You want it nice and loose, nice and fuzzy, because that's what's going to take your spark. So we fold it in, and try to make a hole in the middle so that we can put our ember or spark in the middle. Okay, and this is what's going to take our spark and start our fire. Okay, So there's our bird's nest, nice big poofy bird's nest. And let me show you what we're gonna do next. As I showed you, we've got our bird's nest. Nice big poofy bird's nest. We're gonna set this in our fire ring, okay? That's the first thing. Then we're going to put our sticks in this type of a shape, like a V, over the top of it, so that as this lights, we can pull our sticks and things into the fire. So we're gonna take our little stuff, and we're gonna go like this. And like this, you guys can see I'm kind of making a V. And once this does light, what I'll do is I will bring the V in closer to light the fire. So now we have our tinder, our kindling, and our small sticks set up. Now it's time to use the flint and steel. So we have our striker with our magnesium on it. As I said, the back of this, basically it's a block of magnesium. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna scrape off shavings onto our tinder bundle to help the spark catch that. Now, when the spark catches the magnesium, it's gonna go. So keep that in mind. So we wanna take this, take the back of our knife, as you can see, the back of this is now shiny. So the next thing we're gonna do is take the spine of our knife and we're going to put it on the flint, and you see the spark. But we're gonna keep our hand here and we're gonna fire the spark into our tinder bundle. Now it may take a few tries, it may go on the first try. Either way, keep at it, it will eventually light. Ooh. And there we go. Ooh, we had it. There we go. Like I say, it may take a few tries, guys. But now what we're gonna do is slowly let this start. Slowly bring our bird's nest together. And take your time with this, guys. Fire building is not done in a second, okay? But once you get it going, you'll be great. As you guys can see, after a little bit of work, a little bit of sweat, you know, it's not always going to happen the first try. Give the fire a chance to breathe. And again, folks, you want to be patient with this. It's not something you want to rush. It's not something you can hurry up and do. If your wood, your tinder, your old man's beard is a little wet or green, it may take a little bit longer and you may not even be able to make a fire with it. So do keep that in mind. So what we're going to do here, we got a little fire we're going to start adding little sticks and some dried out leaves. And over time, as you do this, you will start building a fire. This is why they call it building a fire. And as you guys can see, I'm starting off with little teeny tiny sticks like this, and we're going to work our way up. And again, just be patient. Take your time, let the fire work, let it do its thing. And as you guys can see, we're starting to build a fire. Now again, at this stage of the fire building process, you want to keep things small until we get a nice fire going on this tinder bundle. Then we'll bring in the larger pieces and work our way up to logs and things like that. And you may say, Infantry, what are you doing blowing on that fire? Well, remember, fire needs things to live, just like we need to live. We need food, we need oxygen, and we need to be able to relinquish the smoke. So if you're able to do those three things, you'll be able to start a fire. So every once in a while, if you want to see the fire get bigger, then you would blow on it to add oxygen to the fire. Now we're getting somewhere. And you want to keep feeding your fire at this point. But remember, don't feed it to the point that where you smother it. You want to feed it just a little bit at a time to start that fire process working, to give it something to ignite. And you guys can see as I blow on it, the oxygen feeds the fire. You can hear it. And there you have it, everybody. As you can tell, persistence pays off. We've made our fire. We've started with our small stuff and we've worked our way up. We started with sticks like this, little small twigs. And I'm still going to use them because they burn faster than the larger stuff. But at this point now, you can go ahead and start moving up to your larger sticks and larger things that you want to burn. Also remember, a fire needs fuel and it needs oxygen. So if you're struggling with getting your fire going, add more oxygen. Blow on your fire as you see me do throughout this video. Adding oxygen to a fire will make it hotter and it will make it larger. Now, the way fire extinguishers work and the way we put out fires is we either remove the air, oxygen, from the fire source, or we remove the fuel source. Tongue-tied. But either way, the way a fire extinguisher works is the chemicals inside of the canister remove the oxygen from the fire, putting it out. Water removes the oxygen. It also puts out the flames. And as you guys can see, it's a pretty nice little fire. It's hot. I'm right here and my leg is burning. So When building a fire, if you don't get it on the first try, try again. Fire building is a skill set. It is an art. It is a something that you may not get the first time out. You may not get it your second time out, but keep practicing. There's different methods, and we're going to cover these methods in our oncoming videos. This one obviously is how to use a flint and steel to start a fire. You can use a bow drill, you can use a hand drill, you can use solar powered through magnification. A lot of ways to make a fire. But once you get your fire going, you're good to go. Now, if I was camping and I thought there was going to be any rain, well, what do we do for that, infantry? Well, what we would do is we would build a shelter essentially for our fire. Now, it could be a lean-to, it could be 4 posts in the ground with a roof over it. But if you're in a situation where you need this fire, you don't want this fire to go out. So your job is to protect the fire, keep the fire going at any cost, because if it does get wet, you're done. So now, like I say, at this point of the fire, it is hot. It is burning my leg. And I'm gonna let you guys just enjoy it for a few minutes. All right, everybody, there you have it. Fire building with a flint and steel. I hope that you're enjoying this series. Now, if this video gets 100 likes, I will come back and I will do a fire made with a bow drill. Again, there's lots of types of ways to make fires. There's flint and steel, lighters, matches, bow drill, hand drill, even using a magnifying glass and using the sun to start your fire. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Feel free to drop us comments down below. We reply to every comment. And like I said, at 100 likes, I'll come back and I'll do a bow drill fire and show you guys how to do that as well. Fire is very essential if you're surviving or if you're in the wilderness or even camping. It provides us with heat. It provides us a way to cook. It provides us a way to purify water. The smoke keeps the bugs away. And you want to protect this fire at all costs if you are out in the wilderness. So if you know it's going to rain, maybe build yourself a little lean-to or something to protect your fire, because if this fire goes out and it is wet, there's a good chance you won't get it started again. So that's basic fire building using a flint and steel, one of the easiest ways to make a fire. And this fire, like I said, we did do in the style of a teepee fire, to where the branches and everything sit like this. There are different types of fires. There's log cabin fires, there's teepee fires, there's long fires, there is Dakota fires in the ground, and we can cover all of this in this segment or this series of fire building. So I hope that this did help you out. I hope that you guys did learn something. If you did, please give us a thumbs up on the video. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, always feel free to write to us at infantryoutdoors@yahoo.com. Check out our website. Go over to infantryoutdoors.com and let us know what you think of that as well. But for this, hey, the fire is going. We've got coals. We can make dinner. It's hot. My legs are on fire. So we've accomplished the mission set for today. And I hope that this helped you guys learn how to make a fire yourself. That's all I've got for you today. I'm going to kick back. I'm going to enjoy this fire, maybe even cook some dinner on it tonight. But we are set to jet. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this again. And I hope that this and all of my adventures inspires you to get outdoors. Until we meet again, I'm DJ Infantry coming to you live from North Florida. Have an amazing day, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.